Hello, dear Professor and Doctor. I would like to representing my research within 10 to 15 minutes. My research title is actually the impact of sustainability committee characteristic on corporate sustainability performance within the FTSE 100 and based on the non-financial companies. The structure of the thesis is a combine of 8 chapters. Chapter 1, it is introduction, outline of the research, theoretical framework, and a research objective. Chapter 2, it is covering the background of the study, in particular the study of sustainable development and the definition of the sustainability. Then chapter 3, it is about the literature review, reviewing the existing study based on the sustainability development and sustainability committee. Then chapter 4, it is about the theoretical framework and the hypothesis development. And chapter 5, it is relating to the research methodology and empirical design and descriptive statistic. And chapter 6 is focus on the finding, and chapter 7 about the discussion, and chapter 8 it is going to be conclusion. The research aims, obviously we have 4 important points, which is our aims. First of all, examine the relationship between the sustainability committee and corporate social performance. And the second point is obviously investigating the impact of the stakeholder on corporate sustainability performance. Then the examine determined on corporate sustainability performance. What is the major requirement on the corporate sustainability performance? Then the rationale behind this research, obviously in the past decade the issue of corporate governance, in particular sustainability, is becoming an important topic at the board level. The impact of companies' business activity around the world. Then the issue of sustainability is gaining considerable attention, and it has become more interesting due to the issue of the climate change and structure of the board and social issues. Originality and value of this study. Obviously, this is the first study that examined the relationship between sustainability committee and corporate sustainability performance within context of the UK, based on the FTSE 150 and based on the non-financial companies. Then I would like, there is more than one definition of sustainability development. Obviously I pick up 3 definitions for you, and most of the definition obviously is they have a very strong relation and mostly is focusing on the same area but in different wording. So the most popular definition of sustainable development, it has been developed by the Brundtland report in 1987, and it says the definition of the sustainable development that the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. So for example, whatever we can do now, so we have to ensure that it is not going to impact of the future generations to meet their need. And Ilkenton 1997, which is obviously, it is another famous scholar that published many papers relating to the sustainable development, and obviously it is about the priority of the environment, quality and social equity. Then it is all about the triple bottom So also United Nations have their own definition. It says the company deliver a long-term value in the financial, social, environmental, and ethical terms. Ethical terms. Okay. So there are so many things when we are talking about the sustainability or issue of sustainable. It's relating to many factors. For example, water, food, energy, technology, forest, human resource, education, equality, finance. So there are more than one issue when we are talking about the sustainability. It is not only issue of the environment. Okay, so there are three spheres of sustainability, which they calling triple bottom line, which is about the social, economic, and environment. And obviously, it's now the sphere has been changed. Obviously, they including the issue of the governance um, in terms of the corporate. So what do we mean by sustainability performance? Sustainability performance meeting the needs of the firm direct, indirect stakeholder. So in order to ensure all stakeholders of the firm is obviously treated equally and their interest has been looked after. Okay. Okay, it's now we're moving to our main topic, which is sustainability committee. So why sustainability committee? So as you know from the board of directors, so there are so many committees. So sustainability committee is recently in the past decade has been established. Okay, so the definition of the sustainability committee is obviously it is a subcommittee of the board of directors that holds accountability for overseeing how firm manage its most material sustainability issues, such as environment, social, and governance. So this is the overview of the corporate board structure. So you can see we have a two type of the committee. One of them prime committee and subcommittee. The prime committee it is obligation and a role of the governance. So like audit committee, remuneration, nomination. These are the main prime committee. Then the subcommittee is obviously a different company. They have a different committee such as a Sustainability Committee, CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility, or Health and Safety Environment, or Science Committee. So it is depending on the nature of the company. So each company they have a different committee. So our topic is most relating to the Sustainability Committee. So you can see these subcommittee. Obviously, they have a very a close relationship. So okay. In terms of our chapter 4, in terms of the theories of corporate sustainable performance, is again there is no a universal theory relating to the corporate sustainable performance, but based on our literature review and based on the previous studies, so we selected three theory, which is stakeholder, institutional theory, and legitimacy theory. Okay, so in terms of the design method and methodology approach, so this study is a deductive approach, so based on the quantitative and based on the secondary data. The sample consists of unbalanced panel. The database comprised of the 926 firm year observations relating to 112 firms. The main database for our dependent variable are Refinitiv database, and data was prepared in the panel longitudinal databases adapting, and we are using Stata version 16. So we have a number of the hypotheses, which is starting from 1 to 10. Okay. Then in terms of the measurement of our variable, because we have a dependent variable, independent, and control variables. Our dependent variable ESG, environment, social, and governance. Our independent variable is corporate sustainability characteristic, such as the committee size and committee independence. Then we pick up additional variables such as a corporate characteristic, including some financial and non-financial. For example, we pick up the frame size and frame age. Okay. So finding from our study, obviously, it is the you can see this is the sample of our firm is 112 firm. So is, for example, is consumer discretionary is 29 companies, and telecommunication we have 2 companies and 2%. Okay. Summary of our statistic performance you can see from here, and obviously some of our variables they had high skewness and kurtosis, so we applied log in order to reducing and to have a fair assumptions. Okay, so you can see the sustainability committee in the past 10 years increasing at large scales. For example, when we started collecting the data, it was only 7 out of 112 companies they had a sustainability committee. So by 2018, increasing to 16 companies. Again, it is a small margin compared to the number of sample company, but the sustainability committee is increasing and become more popularity, and more company establishing sustainability committee as a volunteer. This is based on our skewness and kurtosis normality. So p-value is greater than 0.05, so we cannot reject null hypothesis. So our residual passed the normality test. You can see this is our correlation matrix. So we have a number of high correlation between our variables. Okay, and some of them is for example, this is very high. Okay, but when we testing the VIF, so obviously it is under control. Okay, so all of them it is less than 10, and which is acceptable. Okay, so the summary of the hypothesis and the finding, you can see it from here. And for example, the sustainability committee, there is a strong correlation between the sustainability committee and the ESG, and strong correlation between the gender and the ESG. In terms of our control variable, also the firm size, cash flow or profitability, and the firm age have a strong correlation with the ESG. So the discussion, our result shows that firm with the sustainability committee and gender diverse tend to have a better ESG performance. The finding from this research study revealed that firm size, profitability, and firm age positively associated to corporate sustainability performance. So in terms of the contribution to the knowledge, our study made a 3 contribution in terms of theoretical, empirical, and methodological. Okay, and our research, like any other studies, they had a number of the research limitation. For example, in terms of the sample size, individual characteristic. For example, we did not consider the CEO characteristic. This study also is based on the quantitative rather than qualitative, and there is no universal measurement of the ESG. So obviously, if we have our own measurement of the ESG, so we'll see what's the result look like. Suggestion for the future research. So this study measure corporate sustainability performance through the ESG. So each dimension of sustainability weighted equally. So therefore, some factors have a more impact on the environment, governance, and social. Okay, and the second one, how investors consider non-financial performance, and whether they are only looking at the financial performance, looking at the return of their investment. Implications. So there are a number of the implications to meeting the demand of stakeholder. So therefore, firm is need to establishing an independent, increasing independent director, and increasing agenda diversity. In terms of the policy and legislation, policymakers legislation, they should insisting of the firm that they providing opportunity and to recruiting minority and human at managerial level and at board of directors level. Okay. Thank you very much.